Hi everyone, Peter here from Flow High Performance, and in this video we will be covering how to train to best develop speed endurance. Before we cover how to train for speed endurance, we first need to understand what speed endurance is. This is essentially the ability to maintain maximal or near maximal velocity over a prolonged distance. Speed endurance is basically only required in the 100, 200 and 400 meter track events, where high velocities need to be maintained for extended distances. This shouldn't be confused with repeated sprint ability, which refers to the ability to repeat short distance sprints with submaximal rest. Now that we understand what speed endurance is, we now need to explore what factors contribute to this ability. Essentially, there are two primary factors that contribute to the performance of speed endurance. The first is maximal linear speed. This refers to the top speed an athlete can reach. This forms the basis of speed endurance because if an athlete cannot sprint at a fast speed in the first place, then it doesn't matter how long they can maintain it for. By improving max velocity speed, it raises the potential for greater speed endurance. The second contributing factor to speed endurance is the ability to maintain this top speed. There is ultimately a limit to how long an athlete can maintain a high speed before slowing down. However, athletes who can sustain a higher speed for longer will be faster over extended distances. So how do we train to improve speed endurance? Well, essentially, we need to build both max velocity speed and then train the ability to maintain high speeds over longer durations. First, let's explore how to train for maximum velocity speed. It usually takes athletes around 30 to 60 meters to reach max speed. When training for max velocity speed, we want to allow athletes to reach this top speed, so distances of at least 30 meters are required with absolutely maximal intent. We also don't want distances to be too long, as this will cause speed to reduce. So we probably don't want to sprint more than around 80 meters, otherwise sprint speed decreases and we start to train the endurance side of the equation. This leads us on to training for speed maintenance. This is best trained using longer distances, where max velocity is reached and needs to be maintained for longer durations. The longer the distance is, the lower the average sprint speed will be. For this quality, the distance we use will be specific to the event. So for a 400 meter race, athletes may use longer distances, while a 100 meter sprinter may use shorter distances. Generally, we want to implement distances that are around 100 to 200% of the race distance. So for example, a 200 meter runner would train for speed endurance by using distances of around 200 to 400 meters. Let's now explore how we can program speed training to best develop speed endurance. For this example, we will use a 100 meter sprinter and have the athlete perform 3 track-based sessions per week. Each session will have a different emphasis to focus on a specific quality. As we can see here, day 1 has a maximum velocity emphasis by using distances of around 30 to 70 meters. Day 2 has an acceleration emphasis by using shorter distances of around 10 to 40 meters. And day 3 has a speed endurance emphasis, which uses distances of around 100 to 200 meters. So how can this be periodized over time to be in peak condition for a competition or a particular time of the year? We can do this by building foundational qualities further from this peak and using more specific qualities closer to the peak. Each day can be periodized in a separate way based on the particular training quality that is being trained. Let's say an athlete has 5 mesocycles to reach peak condition. As we can see here, max velocity training uses shorter distances initially and gradually increases over time. We start with a distance of around 30 meters and progress up to 70 meters. This will make training slightly more specific to the 100 meter event over time. Acceleration training can be periodized in a similar way. Although the distances are shorter, they gradually increase over time up to 40 meters. This will gradually allow the athlete to train acceleration to reach near maximum velocities. And speed endurance training can be periodized in a different way. Here we want to start with longer distances and slower speeds. This will allow an endurance foundation to be built earlier in the training cycle, which can potentiate the specific speed endurance work that will be performed later. So here we start with distances of around 200 meters and progress to shorter distances of 120 meters. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you got something out of this video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already.